Last time, we began the second round of each bracket and saw 10 awesome battles. There are 10 more fights today that feature bots who wish to join the 10 competitors who advanced in the previous episode. Let's now find out who's fighting for a spot in the next round tonight, as there is an awesome lineup coming for you. Leading off the episode, we have the massive vertical spinner of Deep 6, who will take on another vertical spinner in Witch Doctor. Following that, we have the well-armored and low-to-the-ground lifter of Storm 2, who will take on the powerful flipper of Tsunami. Following that, we have the flipper of Biohazard, who will take on the crusher of Razor. Fighting fourth, we have the horizontal spinners of Electric Ray, who will take on the vertical spinner of Hypershock. Following that, we have the front hinge flipper of Cassius 3, who will take on the vertical spinner of Infection. Next, we have the flipper of Bulldog Breed, who will take on the knife of Overkill. Following that, features the horizontal spinner of Daedalus, who will take on the egg beater of Railgun Max. Next, we have the destructive drum of Sosei, who will take out the Titan Killer punching drum spinner in Tantrum. Second to last battle tonight features the full body spinner of Shredderator, who will take on the well-armored flipper of Techno Destructo. Tonight's main event features a flipper battle between two powerful flippers in Behemoth and Manta. What an awesome lineup. 10 awesome battles. Several of these could go either way. Let's now check out the first battle of the night. First up, we have the 11 seed Witch Doctor, who will be taking on the 22 seed Deep 6, two nasty vertical spinners. On the left side, we have Deep 6, who has probably the largest spinner in the competition here. That spinner has a lot of size to it, and for sure has a lot of destructive power to it, as we've seen what it can do in their past few battles. However though, they do have those two exposed wheels, and because of that giant spinner, we could potentially be seeing some gyro problems out of them as well. Their opponent is Witch Doctor and their vertical spinner. Witch Doctor has really bounced back from what happened last season here, as they managed to win their first two matchups with dominating force. That vertical spinner has proven to be a very powerful weapon, cause a lot of destruction and chaos that we love to see. However though, the weapon and their armor can be relatively delicate, and they do have those exposed wheels too. So, potentially, whoever lands the big shots first could be the one winning this battle, but I don't know which one that could be. Before that, let's check out some highlights from both of these bots' last matchup. First up, we have Deep 6, who used the power of that vertical spinner to just toss Wanhu around the arena, and win their battle by knockout. Their opponent is Witch Doctor, who managed to land shot after shot, powerful shot after power shot, sustained damage very well, and managed to win their last matchup against Ribot. Let's see how well they will fare against an opponent like Deep 6. Here we go. Deep 6 gained their spinner to speed. Witch Doctor coming in, knocking Deep 6 off balance so far. Hard hit and a launch from the floor flipper as both bots go flying here. Now Witch Doctor right at the sides of Deep 6, this is where they want to be here against a battle with a bot with like Deep 6. Big hit by Deep 6, even when flipped over, Deep 6 is still very dangerous here. Deep 6 not backing down one little bit here. Nice shot from Deep 6, sending Witch Doctor flying. Another big hit from Deep 6. And another one. Deep 6 starting to land some big shots like that one too. Deep 6, could they be turning the tables here? But no, Witch Doctor, they're not backing down here. Landing some shots, and it looks like Deep 6, a part went flying. I think that might have been part of their vertical spinner here. Deep 6 has that weapon turned off. Now they turn it back on, but look at that, they're off balance. That weapon has clearly taken damage here. Witch Doctor took a few shots from the floor flipper. Deep 6 has got to be careful though. because stability could be a major problem, and Witch Doctors are not a type of bot where you want to have issues like that. Witch Doctor continuing to come in with that vertical spinner. I do see a few pieces across the arena, looks like pieces of Witch Doctor's disc. And on comes the rest of the vertical spinner. Witch Doctor has lost their weapon and has been reduced to a push bot now. Both bots taking some severe damage in this one. We're a little over halfway into it. What a battle this has been. What a way to lead off this episode. Witch Doctor clearly has the advantage in push power here as they're pushing Deep Six right into the rails here. Control and aggression will especially be key in a battle like this here, and Witch Doctor seems to be owning Deep Six in both of those categories here. We are now approaching the 1 minute mark here. Witch Doctor probably has the lead on points, but not by much. Deep Six could very easily turn the tables if Witch Doctor isn't careful here. Here we go, Deep Six flipped over again, trying to self-right to the use of their spinner, but not easily happening. There we go, but right now, Witch Doctor's still underneath them right now. What a battle this has been. 30 seconds left to go in this one here. Close one. Deep Six now right themselves, but Witch Doctor's on them again, and pushing down the pit go both bots. So now the question is, who fell down the pit first? Let's find out through this replay right here. Both bots pushing each other down. Right there, Deep Six hits the floor of the pit. So, Witch Doctor will be awarded the victory by knockout. Get to the replays here. This one was an epic face-off here between two top contenders here. Witch Doctor seemed to be getting the upper hand early, but then Deep Six started turning the tables here, landed a bunch of big shots of their own, knocking Witch Doctor off guard and stuff, and starting to cause some major damage with that spinner here. But it did not last that long for Deep Six, as Witch Doctor soon turned the tables once again, and Witch Doctor might have taken some severe damage from those few exchanges, but this piece of damage was key. Knocking out a big piece of Deep Six's spinner, knocking them on balance, and making that vertical spinner less effective for Deep Six for the rest of the battle. But Deep Six evened the score, just knocked off the rest of the disc, but it didn't matter because Witch Doctor ended up pushing Deep Six down the pit for the victory. We're in the Robot Wars class for our next battle, where we have the 15-seed Tsunami and the 18-seed Storm 2. First up, we have Storm 2 and their lifter. This bot is very well armored, it is low to the ground, and it has a lot of drive and push power to it. However though, this bot, that weapon, is less effective, while it does have a lot of push power to it. So that could be something to watch in this battle. Their opponent is Tsunami and their flipper. That flipper, as shown in their first two battles, has proven to be very powerful, as we have seen multiple opponents get sent flying thanks to that thing. However though, those sides are very much vulnerable, and will probably be Storm 2's big key to winning this battle. Before we check out this awesome face-off, as I cannot wait for this one, let's check out some highlights from both of these bots' last matchup. First up, we have Storm 2, who used their ground game and push power to their advantage, and was able to control virtually the entire match in their battle against Black Hole, and managed to win that one in a unanimous judge's decision to advance. How will they fare against Tsunami, who used little to no flips and got a quick knockout against Hyperion in order to advance to the next round? Here we go, Storm 2 charging right out of the gate, takes an early flip from Tsunami. But Storm 2 looks like they chose to right themselves using that lifter. Nice tactic by them. They open up the pit of Oblivion here, is that wide? It's because Tsunami seems to be the lower to the ground bot, but now Storm 2's at the sides of Tsunami. Here we go, Storm 2 pushing Tsunami into the rails here. Right into the corner, misses the pit as Tsunami here. Storm 2, proving they are not going to give up. One flip sure did not shock them one bit. Shock to scare them at all here. So right now they are at the backside and at the sides of Tsunami here, pushing them down the pit, and goes both bots this time. I think we need to take another look, just like in the last battle here. Here we go, both bots getting pushed down. Close, but it looks like Tsunami hit the floor of the pit first, so Storm 2 wins and advances by knockout here. As we saw Storm 2 and Tsunami, Tsunami took it, Storm 2 landed an early flip, but Storm 2 did not back down. Soon just completely outdrove Tsunami, got to the sides, and used their superior push power to their advantage, managed to ram Tsunami into the rails here, and eventually managed to push Tsunami down the pit of Oblivion and win by knockout, and the 18th seed advances. Coming up next, we have the 8 and the 9 seed in the DSL class. We have Razor and Biohazard. On the left side, we have Biohazard, the 9 seed with their Lifter. This bot is very well armored and it has a quite effective weapon. However though, they aren't very maneuverable compared to a lot of the other machines we've seen in the competition here, which could be a disadvantage for them in a battle like this. Either way, this should be a fun battle for them, as their opponent is Razor and their Crusher. That Crusher is probably the most lethal Crusher in the entire competition here, as you saw what it could do in their past 2 battles here. That Crusher is very effective, but some possible issues are their vulnerable sides here, which will probably be Biohazard's big targets, and potential gyro issues that we have seen in a few of their previous battles. Either way, this should be an epic battle, as we got 2 top-tier robots in this class, fighting for a spot in the next round. Let's check out some highlights of both these bots' last battle. First up, we have Biohazard, who made rather quick work out of Mechavore here. Managed to land with an early flip, and 1 push down the pit was all it took. Their opponent is Razor, who managed to get a tough challenge in Billy Bot here, but managed to get the fights they needed to win that battle by a unanimous judge's decision. Let's get to the battle. Here we go, both bots meeting at the center of the arena. Razor appeared to be underneath Biohazard, but Biohazard got away. A nice drop for them, but now Razor dropping the Crusher just misses once again, and Biohazard compromises, getting a lift in on Razor. Razor chose self-right, they do have a self-right mechanism, but now they're fighting on Biohazard, dropping that Crusher right on the top, but now Biohazard is free thanks to that lifter. And Biohazard takes a shot from the floor flipper, but Razor fails to compromise here. And Biohazard lands a few lifts in on Razor once again. Now Biohazard on the attack again, flipping Razor once again. Razor, they gotta right themselves and fast here. Now as Biohazard started to take control of this battle, it's as if that bite that Razor got hasn't affected them one little bit here. Now as Biohazard continuing on the attack, nice job by them avoiding that Crusher as of right now. But now Biohazard at the sides of Razor once again. Razor trying to position that Crusher, not an easy task here for a low to the ground bot like Biohazard. Now here comes Razor just missing once again, and Biohazard trying to get a few lifts, but Razor evading the last few so far. But now here comes Razor once again. They got Biohazard again and dropping the Crusher. Biohazard trying to get free through that lifter, but Razor managed to get a sufficient bite. They got Biohazard in the corner and fighting down on the top once again. These are great. These are big time points being given to Razor. I see smoke coming out of Biohazard. That can't be good here. Biohazard is smoking. I think that bite really got to the internals on Biohazard. Now Biohazard takes a shot from the floor flipper once again. Razor nearly takes himself down to the pit of oblivion. You don't want to do that. Now, another lift by Biohazard and another one here. What a battle this has been. This will be a close one if this battle goes to the judges here. Less than a minute to go here. I'd say Razor has probably done more in terms of damage, but in terms of aggression control, I think Biohazard is probably winning both of those categories, but not by much. But now Razor trying to get underneath Biohazard, and they got them again, pushing them against the rails, dropping the Crusher once again. Can Biohazard get free? Sure doesn't look like it. Razor's got them pinned, but the control board falls, and Razor wins in 2.5 minutes. What a battle this has been. What a battle that was. Clash of two titans. It's a Razor getting an early bite in this one, but Biohazard was able to use that lifter to get free from Razor's grip, and then get a few nice lifts of their own in. But it was not enough for Biohazard to get stuff like that in. As Razor got the opportunities they needed here, managed to get Biohazard in the corner, drop that Crusher on them, do some severe damage. This bite right there is what caused the smoke, showing that Razor was very much capable of getting through Biohazard's thick armor and getting to those electronics that Razor so desired. It was this bite right here that finished off Biohazard. A bite right on the internal area, right inside the flipper area, and soon it was the end of Biohazard. Razor moves on to the next round. Coming up next, we got Hypershock and Electric Ray, 10 of the 23 seed. On the left side, we got Electric Ray and their horizontal spinners. Those spinners got a lot of power to it, but control on this bot is relatively difficult here in this game. On the other side, we got Hypershock and their vertical spinner. The vertical spinner has a lot of power to it, but however, those exposed wheels could be a potential problem if they are not careful. This should be an excellent one. Two bots will be serious contenders for a title in this season. But before we find out that matchup, let's check out some highlights from their previous matchup. First up, we have Electric Ray, who took on the Clusterbot of Weewoo and managed to take them out one by one and managed to win that battle by knockout. How will they fare against Hypershock, semi-finalists from last season, who managed to take apart Splody Boy piece by piece in one heck of a battle here, as Hypershock managed to advance to this round. Here we go. Here comes Hypershock charging at Electric Ray. Electric Ray getting sent back to start this one. Hypershock trying to get underneath Electric Ray. Electric Ray making that very difficult, but Hypershock managing to get underneath there and take them into the rails. But now Electric Ray over the flame pit. Hypershock taking advantage of that, but went weapon on weapon there. Hypershock probably doesn't want to do that because we've seen the power in those horizontal spinners. Nice hit by Hypershock right there. Another good hit by them. Electric Ray smoking. That can't be good right now. Hypershock landing nice hit. Landing good hit after good hit here. Electric Ray taking a lot of punishment here by deucing some pieces across the arena, but Electric Ray's control board is fallen. Hypershock wins this one by a knockout. Gotta say though, Electric Ray, that wedge on the side of theirs was giving Hypershock a lot of trouble at first. Hypershock was not having an easy time getting underneath them until there, when Hypershock managed to start getting underneath them, flip them over a few times, and managed to chew up the sides, which would be where Hypershock was wanting to target most here. Hypershock managed to land nice shot after nice shot here in this one. Managed to dish out some severe damage to Electric Ray. Right there was when the smoke started up, showing that Hypershock was really starting to get to the internals on Electric Ray. Quite a few more shots later, and that was all it took for Hypershock to take out Electric Ray's control board, but they did not go unscathed, as I see pieces of Hypershock's disc around the arena. We go to the Robot Wars class for our next battle, where we have the 3-seed Infection, who will be taking on the 35-seed Cassius 3. On the left side, we got Cassius 3 and their Flipper. That Flipper is very effective, as we've seen what it can do, and it's got quite a bit of power to it. But of course, those 3 sides might be their opponent's big target for this one, if Infection wants to win this battle. Their opponent is Infection, and their Vertical Spinner. That Vertical Spinner is very powerful, as it has caused a significant amount of damage in their first 2 battles. However, though, they do have those 3 exposed sides of their own here. So this one might come down to who has the lower ground game, and possibly who can outdrive the other and get to the opponent's sides first. Those could all be key to this one and determine who exactly wins this battle and advances to the next round. I cannot wait for this battle. I hope you can't wait for it either. But before we check out that matchup, let's check out highlights from both of these spots' last matchup. First up, we have Cassius, who managed to land the flips they needed and managed to take out Revolutionist and win it by a knockout to advance this round. They get a tough opponent in this round in the 3-seed Infection, who managed to tear apart TX-109 with that Vertical Spinner and won it by a knockout to advance to this round. This should be an interesting matchup. Let's get to it. Here we go. Here comes Infection, as is Cassius trying to outmaneuver the other, but Infection lands a few hits to the sides of Cassius, another shot to the front and the underside of Cassius here. Infection seem to be the one winning the drive battle here, as they are getting to the sides of Cassius and just landing big shot after big shot with that Vertical Spinner. Now they're at the sides once again, at the underside, hitting Cassius against the rails here. Cassius just can't get a break here. Infection just owning them to start this battle here. Excellent job by the 3-seed here, just taking it to Cassius here. Cassius right side up, trying to get to the sides of Infection, but Infection just denying that and getting to the sides of Cassius again. Excellent control by Infection, but there's a flip by Cassius. Cassius saw the opportunity, took advantage of that, and they are flipping Infection over. Luckily, Infection can drive upside down, and luckily they right themselves there through the aid of Cassius. Could that have been a mistake on Cassius' part here? Infection continuing to land shot after shot with that Vertical Spinner. Cassius just needs to get a break here, get that flipper underneath them again. The points are really stacking up in Infection's favor here. And all comes the side panels of Cassius. That's a severe piece of damage, and their control board's in trouble too. Lots of smoke coming out, and it looks like Infection's trying to go for a wheel now. As Cassius, they could be in trouble here. They're a little over a minute to go. Cassius might need a miracle. They might need to win this one by knockout. But the control board falls too late for Cassius, because Infection has officially claimed their spot in the next round. This one started off in Infection's favor, where they dominated most of this match through the use of that Vertical Spinner and due to them outdriving Cassius here, as they just did not give Cassius an inch in this one. At least not much of an inch, but still, they managed to land hit after hit with that Vertical Spinner, devastating shot after devastating shot here. Now, it's right here, this was a key moment when trouble really started up for Cassius. The side panels both went flying off, leaving 2 of their sides completely exposed. And it wasn't long before Infection finished off Cassius by targeting the control board and winning the battle that way to advance to the next round. Another fantastic win by Infection. Next up, we go to the DSL class, where we have the 11th seed Bulldog Breed, who will be taking on the 6th seed Overkill. On the left side, we have Bulldog Breed and their Flipper. That Flipper has proven to be quite effective and have some power to it, as I bet their opponents will probably want to avoid it as much as possible. So those three sides are going to be the big target area for their opponents, and I imagine it's what Overkill is going to be trying to go for in this battle. Then we got Overkill, the 6th seed, and their Hammer. That Hammer has proven to be quite powerful as it has dished out quite a bit of damage in their first two battles. Of course, though, they do have those two exposed wheels. It might be less of a problem right now for this battle, but you never know, it could be a problem for their future fights if they happen to advance in this one. This should be a good battle. This one could go either way, in my opinion. But let's see some highlights from both bots' last matchups. First up, we have Bulldog Breed, where they had a late comeback in their battle with Panic Attack, but managed to take that one by a judge's decision in order to advance. And they've proven that Flipper is quite powerful, and they are not one to underestimate. Their opponent is a top 10 seed in Overkill, who managed to land hit after hit, knocked off both wheels on Tazbot to win their battle to advance. Here comes Bulldog Breed taking a few hits from that knife on Overkill. Bulldog Breed looking to be aggressive in this one. Almost landing a flip there. There's a near flip once again. But Bulldog Breed taking quite a bit of punishment from that knife on Overkill here. Bulldog Breed don't seem to be taking much damage from that knife yet. But that's of course what it looked like in Overkill's battle with Tazbot, but that was obviously not the case after Overkill landed enough shots here. So that knife still could be something to watch here. Damage could be starting to stack up on Bulldog Breed if they're not careful. A few more big shots and a nice lift from Bulldog Breed there. Another few shots, another hit after hit being landed by Overkill. These are major points. Bulldog Breed opens up the pit. Bulldog Breed does appear to be the lower to the ground bot between the two of them, but Overkill seems to be doing all the damage so far. Taking them into the rails now is Bulldog Breed here. Overkill's in the corner and stuff. They gotta get out of there and fast. Overkill trying to use that knife to get out, but struggling here. Excellent control moment and by Bulldog Breed here, but now they are on. Now Overkill on the attack, landing nice shots with that knife here. And now Bulldog Breed continuing to be aggressive here, even with all the hits they are taking from that knife. What a battle this has been. Little less than half of the fight remaining here. I'd say Overkill's probably on top, but not by much here. Another big flip, another flip by Bulldog Breed here. Overkill getting taken into the rails again. But now, Overkill back on the attack again. And here, another ram from Bulldog Breed. They are just continuing to stay aggressive no matter how many hits they take from that knife. Another flip by Bulldog Breed here. Another excellent lift as Bulldog Breed hanging in there. Less than a minute to go in this one. Say Overkill's probably on top, but yeah, once again, not by much. This has been a close fight. One battle that we love to see between two titans here. Another flip by Bulldog Breed. Overkill trying to right themselves here so that way they can effectively use that primary weapon. But now Overkill underneath Bulldog Breed. Bulldog Breed pushing them towards the pit, and down goes the 6th seed. Bulldog Breed advances to the next round. What a fight that was. Bulldog Breed came out aggressive in this one, and even though they took so many shots, like 30-something shots, I wasn't keeping track. You're welcome to keep track if you would like to. But Bulldog Breed just took hit after hit from that knife on Overkill, and they just did not back down. That knife was, they were not afraid of that weapon here. despite all the attacks from that night, Bulldog Breed, he continued to stay aggressive and managed to land lift after lift, and even land a few nice flips. Let's hear. This might have happened, but it wasn't long after that before Bulldog Breed managed to land a few excellent flips here. Like that one right there, which is probably one of the biggest hits of the night, and eventually Overkill got into the position where Bulldog Breed could simply push them down the pit of oblivion, and the Bulldog Breed has advanced. Coming up next, we've got the Battlebots and Bugglebots class. We have a battle between the 2 and the 31 seed. We have the 2 seed Daedalus and their horizontal spinner will be taking on the 31 seed Railgun Max. On the left side, we have Daedalus, who was awarded the 2 seed, as I said. That horizontal spinner is very powerful. It is very much the reason why Daedalus was given such a high seed like this. However, though, those 2 exposed wheels could be a problem whenever they go up against spinner bots like their opponent. Railgun Max is their opponent with their egg meter. That egg meter has proven to be a powerful weapon as well, as it has caused some destruction too in their first few battles. While that weapon is quite powerful, their weapon is relatively delicate. Their armor can be relatively delicate too, and of course they have those 2 exposed wheels. So this could be an interesting one to see who is the more durable bot, because that could be what it comes down to in this one. That honestly could go either way, but let's check out some highlights from both these bots last matchup. First up, we have Daedalus, who managed to just dismantle Flameheart in one of the most destructive battles of the season and managed to advance to the next round. How will they fare against their next challenger, Railgun Max, who managed to do relatively the same thing, but to Son of Waiachi managed to really dismantle them and cause a lot of damage and chaos on that full body spinner. Managed to prove that they are not afraid of any weapon here in the competition. How will they fare against Daedalus? Let's find out. Here we go, Railgun Max and Daedalus both gain the weapons up to speed. Railgun Max makes the first move here, lands a big hit on Daedalus. They seem to be winning the exchanges so far as Daedalus gets sent up into the air. Big hit, but I see some bits and pieces flying off. Those look like pieces of Railgun Max's drum spinner. That's not good. A couple big shots from Railgun Max continuing to come at Daedalus, but they look a little off balance there. Could that damage their primary weapon potentially be dangerous to them here, leaving them unbalanced? Daedalus flipped over here, but they can drive upside down, and they're continuing to attack with that horizontal spinner, continuing to dish out a few major shots. That's a few big hits, a shot to the back side of Daedalus here, but now Railgun Max continuing to take a lot more punishment here. I see a big piece came off with a big piece of the front armor, it looks like. But more bits and pieces flying off of Railgun Max. Daedalus starting to dish out some heavy damage. But now Railgun Max off balance again. Another big chunk of their spinner came off. This is not good right now. More bits and pieces coming off of Railgun Max. This is not going so well for them. Not how they were hoping to start this battle here. Off comes a wheel. Railgun Max has lost a wheel. And another major chunk of their bot has come off. Railgun Max is taking a beating here. Daedalus showing why they are the 2 seed here in this class, as they are just destroying Railgun Max piece by piece. On comes part of another wheel, and on comes the rest of the drum spinner. Railgun Max is literally a control box in one wheel, but what about Daedalus? Are they stuck against the rails? Nope, they got free here. But what about Railgun Max? Look at them right there. They are just in pieces, but they are still barely moving. Can you really call that outside their circumference? But now Daedalus knocks them out of it here. But still, Daedalus coming in, hit after hit being landed, and Railgun Max driving in circles again. And could a countdown be coming soon? Why isn't a countdown coming? But now the fight has been called off. as Railgun Max has been driving in circles. So, because of that, Railgun Max has been counted out, and Daedalus has been given the win by knockout. Railgun Max started off aggressive. Looked like they were winning the first few exchanges, but it wasn't long before Daedalus completely changed that and started just dismantling Railgun Max piece by piece. Right there, a big chunk of their front armor came off. Right on this area, a big piece of the weapon came off. Also, eventually right there, it left Railgun Max unbalanced for a majority of the rest of the battle while they actually had a drum spinner. Right in this area, another big piece of damage. A wheel came off, leaving Railgun Max to drive on one side. They were able to leave their circumference for the most part, but then this happened. The rest of the weapon came off. Daedalus eventually won by knockout in advance. Next up, we have the 5-seed Sosig, who will be taking on the 37-seed Tantrum. On the left side, we have Sosig and their drum spinner, vertical spinner here. That weapon is very powerful. It's caused quite a lot of destruction in their first few battles here. But how will it fare against Tantrum? One big thing about Sosig gotta watch out for are those two exposed wheels and their backside. Both of those are all very much exposed, and Tantrum could very much take advantage of that. On the other side, we got Tantrum, who has taken out two major competitors for their first two battles, proving to possibly be the dark horse this season. Tantrum with that punching drum spinner, that's proven to be very effective here, as that strategy has gone so well for them in their first two battles. However, though, their armor is relatively delicate, so we'll have to find it's fared up pretty well against their first two opponents, but how well will it fare against Sosig here? I cannot wait to find out. Let's find out, can Tantrum take out the 5-seed? Before we find out, let's check out some highlights from both of these spots last matchup. First up, we got Sosig, who managed to dismantle Bourbon 2 bit by bit and eventually finish them off, destroying their control board. Their opponent is Tantrum, who took on Uppercut in their last battle, and managed to get them stuck on their weapon in order to get Tantrum to advance to the next round. Let's find out, can they take out another major Titan here? Goes Tantrum starting off the corner here, but now Sosig getting underneath Tantrum, dismantling them. I see a wheel came off too, but now the floor flipper sends Bulldog flying, but look at that, I see the drum spinner of Sosig off. That is not a good way for Sosig to start this battle. I'm not sure who got the better of that exchange, but now it looks like it's been reduced to a push battle. As Sosig, without a primary weapon, Tantrum seems unable to compromise here. We now got a push battle here. Sosig just seems to be denying that puncher. Tantrum can't seem to get underneath Sosig. That's a big problem here. But now Tantrum's underneath them, and big hit, and I see a piece came off. It looks like part of the wedgelet that's left on Sosig came off. Gotta say, this is a game changer here. We have never seen the 5-seed under this much pressure now. Sosig up against the rails here, stuck up there. Tantrum trying to use that puncher, but unable to do so. As Tantrum doesn't have Sosig in the position to use that weapon. Now Sosig's at the sides of Tantrum here. That has got to be Sosig's only option here. Try to keep Tantrum from getting underneath them and using that puncher. Tantrum's got that spinner in forward position here, hoping they can land a shot, but they just seem unable to do so. Those two wedgelets that's on Tantrum are just not getting underneath Sosig here. Gosh, this is a major struggle, honestly, for both bots here. If this fight goes to the judges, it might come down to the first 20 seconds of this battle. That was all the big action we saw, as we're not really seeing much action out of either bot here. Little over a minute to go in this battle, I'm not sure who's on top here. Those both bots haven't really done too much so far. So it's coming down to control and aggression area, and we haven't really seen a lot out of either bot here in this battle. Tantrum, I don't think they've landed really an effective shot with that spinner ever since they knocked off that second wedgelet on Sosig along with the beginning of the battle. It's Tantrum trying to push Sosig around, getting a few good pushes in. 30 seconds left to go in this battle. Close one this is going to be if this one goes the full 3-bit, but anything could happen here. I think if some bot gets one major moment here in these last 20 seconds, they might be able to win that fight with that. Sosig at the sides, Tantrum trying to push them around, Tantrum trying to outmaneuver Sosig, but that's just not happening. And this battle is now going to the judges. 3 minutes are up, and I gotta say, interesting one to throw the judges. This probably, in my opinion, this probably has the record for the most boring fight in War Machine's history. This part right here might be what it all comes down to. Big moments here. It looked like Sosig was getting the better of everything as they flipped Tantrum, knocked off a wheel, but then you see that drum spinner on the ground, proving that Tantrum managed to do some significant damage too. But then this is really the only moment we really saw out either bots. All the control we really saw. Tantrum knocking off that wedgelet, and from there it was simply a push battle. We saw a great push from Tantrum right there, getting Sosig up against the rails. But then Sosig managed to get quite a few great pushes of their own, just prevented Tantrum from using that spinner. This is potentially what it might come down to at the end of this battle. The only real big moment here. But let's find out what the judges had to say about this bout. Let's find out who will advance. The judges' votes are in, and we have a split decision. Judge Green Square scored this battle in favor of Sosig. Judge Daily Dose of Battlebots scored this battle in favor of Tantrum. Judge Porygon scored this battle in favor of the winner. Sosig, the 5 seed has survived. Excellent battle by Sosig here, even without a primary weapon. Gotta give Tantrum a lot of credit. Fantastic run they had this season. Now coming up next, we got another great battle. We got the top seed Shredderator making their return. Their opponent is the 17 seed Techno Destructo. We'll start off with the 1 seed and their full body spinner. That full body spinner has caused a lot of destruction in their first 2 battles. Just check those out. You would be able to see how much power that weapon has. However though, if they get flipped over, they cannot self-right very easily here. And that could be a major problem in a battle like this, since their opponent, Techno Destructo, is a flipper. Now Techno Destructo, they have an effective flipper, and this bot is very well armored. However though, they do have those exposed wheels that could be what Shredderator is looking to target in this one. This should be an amazing battle here. Your second to last play of the night. This one should be a fun one. I cannot wait to see it. Let's check out some highlights from both of these bots' previous round matchup. First up, we have Shredderator, who managed to dismantle Ronin piece by piece and managed to punch their ticket into this round, where they will have a challenging opponent awaiting them in Techno Destructo, who managed to land flip after flip on Dreadnought and managed to win this one in a judge's decision thanks to their control and their excellent armor here. This should be a good one. I can't wait for it. Here we go. Here comes Techno Destructo charging at Shredderator. They take a hit. Another shot. Another hit from Shredderator. Techno-Destructo trying to box rush them. Shredderator's getting up to speed, almost got a flip in there. But now here comes Techno-Destructo, nearly. That was a big scare for Shredderator right there. But now here comes Techno-Destructo on the attack, starting to get underneath them. This could be a major watch here for Shredderator here. They want to be caught. They got to be cautious here and attack when the time is right, as they do not want anything to do with that flipper on Techno. Shredderator continuing to land big shot, but Techno is just holding up very well the Shredderator's punishment here. Gotta be careful about those exposed wheels. However, though, as one gone wheel could end the fight for them, and it highly increased Shredderator's chances of winning this battle. Techno-Destructo opening up the pit here, almost took a shot, and there's a flip by Techno-Destructo. Could Shredderator be in trouble here? Shredderator, I don't think they can self-right. Could a countdown be coming soon? The 1 seed is in trouble. Oh, Techno-Destructo pushes them onto the floor flipper, and Shredderator goes flying, but they are still flipped over. Right now, it looks like we see a small amount of movement from them, probably from the energy in that full body spinner here. Techno-Destructo is celebrating here. I think they may have just down to the 1 seed. What an upset this would be in this one. This could be a major game changer and a major bracket buster to people's brackets in this tournament. Here comes Techno, pushing Shredderator towards the pit, and the 1 seed has fallen. What an upset here as Techno-Destructo advances. Techno-Destructo, what a battle this was. They just went no fear right at Shredderator. Took some major shots to the front, but held up brilliantly, just showing the power in that armor of theirs. That was a near scare for Shredderator right there, as they just wanted nothing to do with that flipper. But that did not happen as for the later point of this battle. We saw a few more big jabs from that full body spinner on Shredderator. But yeah, looks like they did little to no damage here. But then this was the game changer. Flipped Shredderator over, where Shredderator could not drive upside down, and Techno-Destructo eventually pushed Shredderator completely down the pit of oblivion and won this battle by a knockout. The 1 seed has fallen, and it's now main event time, where we are in the Robot Wars class, where we see the return of the 5 seed Manta, who will be taking on the 28 seed Behemoth. On the left side, we have the highest ranked wild card in this class, the 28 seed Behemoth and their flipper. This bot is quite well armored, and it's got a very effective flipper here in their arsenal. Those 3 vulnerable sides could be their downside if they are not careful. On the other side, we got Manta and their flipper. This flipper is probably one of the most powerful flippers in the entire competition, as we've seen it launch their opponents around the arena so far. Of course, though, those vulnerable sides of theirs could be their major disadvantage in this battle. It could be something to watch in this one. Either way, this should be a terrific battle. What a main event this will be. I cannot wait to see this flipper battle. But let's check out highlights of both of these spots' previous round matchup. First up, we have Behemoth, who managed to get paired up with an adorable kitten in their first battle, and it didn't take them long before they managed to flip an adorable kitten down the pit of oblivion and won this battle by outflipping their opponent. Their opponent is Manta, who managed to take care of Nuts in the first round here and showed off the power in that flipper once again to win that battle. Epic main event this will be. Let's get to it. Here we go. Here comes Behemoth charging after Manta here. But now Manta getting the early flip here on Behemoth and landing another nice flip here. But now Behemoth right side up on the attack. They land a flip on Manta. Now Manta's in the corner. Behemoth wants revenge for those past 2 flips. Another nice flip from Behemoth. A few effective flips out of them. But now Manta back up, back on the attack. Another flip from Behemoth. Behemoth underneath them once again, taking them into the corner here. Behemoth just taking it to the 5 seed, out flipping them once again here. Now Behemoth underneath them, taking them towards another corner. Nope, taking them towards the pit tire where they toss them out of the arena. Behemoth, the wild card, has advanced to the next round. The 5 seed has fallen. Another epic battle here, another epic main event. Manta really seemed to be getting underneath Behemoth at the beginning of this one, but Behemoth managed to compromise, managed to get to the sides of Manta, managed to flip them a few times, get them into the corner, and then eventually managed to start winning the ground game and continue flipping a Manta here. Now it's right here, another couple of great flips from Behemoth, managed to take them into another corner where they just flip them again. And then it wasn't long before Behemoth managed to get underneath them one last time and flip them out of the arena, and the wild card advances. Another great episode. 10 more title-worthy competitors have advanced to the next round. Stars of the night include Razor, Hypershock, and Daedalus, who all had dominant victories tonight. Behemoth and Bulldog Breed, Behemoth, who was a wildcard recipient, managed to take out a top 5 seed and advance to the next round. Overkill as well managed to take out the underdog, managed to take out a top 10 seed. But then the biggest star of the night has to go to Techno Destructo, who downed the 1 seed in the DSL class in order to advance to the next round. We gotta give a lot of credit to Tantrum though. Tantrum might have fallen in this episode, but the 2 victories they got will be unforgettable for them. We are now officially halfway through this round of the tournament. 20 great bots have advanced to the next round, and we have 20 more great fights coming. We will see half of those in the next episode, and I am really looking forward to it. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you next time.